Hello, GoFundMe. So, it's been about 4 months since DOMA was repealed, allowing same-sex marriage on a federal level and for immigration purposes. And my wife Perry and I launched this site shortly thereafter to help raise funds for our green card filing, which is an expensive and lengthy process. It's been about 2.5 months since we got married, entering us and Perry especially into a limbo state created by having intent to immigrate, but not actually having a travel permit, which is issued well after your application's actually submitted. We found out shortly thereafter that Perry's mom, who's in Germany as a UK citizen, her breast cancer had metastasized in her brain, and the urgency that we had in terms of needing to file as quickly as possible and needing to get Perry a travel permit so that Perry could go visit Catherine, the mom, in Germany became a lot more urgent. And we updated the site then and moved through filing as quickly as we could. We ended up filing without a lawyer, which is why you'll see now that we've moved the fundraising goal that we had from $5,500 to $3,500, because we estimate somewhere around $2,000 filing ourselves, which was an extraordinarily nerve-wracking process. We had so much to learn, we did so much research, and we had so much help from friends and family in terms of networking and coordination and obviously donation, and without the guidance of a few friends and lawyers who provided us with some pro bono advice and information, we would not have felt confident to file on our own. But we did. So where does that leave us now? After filing, we waited and booked an appointment for a one-on-one face-to-face meeting with a immigration official called an InfoPass appointment. It's your opportunity to ask questions, and we've discovered, beg for expediency, of the creation of something called an advanced parole document, which is the document that would allow Perry not to leave, but to return to the United States without problem. Because otherwise, if Perry had left immediately when we found out that the situation was grave, Perry's would not have been able to return to the United States to be with me, to be with our family here, to be with Perry's life here. We would have had to file our, we would have had to abandon our existing green card petition and all of our thousands of dollars worth of filing fees, and refiled from the consulate abroad, which was something that we were considering doing because the idea that Perry would not be able to see her mom before she died did not feel like a realistic option, as I'm sure many of you can understand. So, Perry, in order to prove that Catherine's medical condition was as serious as we were claiming in our paperwork, Perry had to go through the pretty heart-wrenching process of interpreting all of her actual medical records, diagnoses, and documents from the doctor from German into English. And we took those into our appointment with us, and the Portland office was seemingly really great, and they issued us this advanced parole document within about an hour of our visit. It was an unbelievable relief. Here's the document. Here's that person that I left. We both cried right away in the appointment. I can't begin to express. I'm sure you can imagine what a huge relief knowing that Perry could leave safely and come back, and could leave almost immediately to visit their mom. Yeah. And so Perry's been there for about 3 weeks now, is living with Catherine and her husband Thomas. Catherine's been steadily deteriorating. We were really hoping that Perry would have more time with her while she was still mobile, but she's pretty homebound now and has entered into the palliative care phase. She's receiving in-home care and no longer going into the hospital. So we have been talking every day on Skype. Feels a lot like this. And Perry bought a one-way ticket, which was extremely expensive, but we just didn't want to wait any longer. And we also don't know when Perry's coming back exactly, because they're going to stay together until Catherine dies. And so I am preparing right now for a trip. Catherine is really excited to meet me, and I am really looking forward to meeting her and the rest of Perry's family. And I'm going to be leaving in about a week. We weren't able to cover all of our filing fees with the funds that we raised, and have put a lot of that on credit and borrowed money, and of course the tickets to visit on such a short notice. The time that I'm taking off work is not cheap, and so we're updating this site, of course, not just to raise funds, but to make sure that everybody gets the update that we really wished that we could have provided earlier. Things have just been so very busy and draining. But we would really appreciate if you could share this video and our site again with anyone that you think might be willing to donate a small amount to help us with the cost of travel. And yes, we appreciate your personal donations so far, have just made all the difference. And we're making this work regardless, but could use some extra help, of course. It's a pretty desperately immediate situation, and not something that we have enough time to save for. In sharing our site, I'm hoping that you will also, just as friends or family, go to our timeline that I'm going to try and link in the page somewhere, but also share that element of our work on this. We created a pretty elaborate timeline that documents the step-by-step process that we've gone through, and you can find it by also searching Perry and Raina timeline or DOMA Be Damned timeline. It also seems to Google up as Raina Gay's timeline, which is pretty funny. If you want to send any funds specifically for Perry, for self-care, to do the kinds of things that you need to do to take care of yourself when you're taking care of someone else with a terminal illness, you can get in touch with me, or maybe designate that specifically on the donation site, because Perry, really has such a strong moral compass that we will not spend any of the funds on anything that's not specifically related to the green card or travel, unless you tell us that that's what you want us to do. So please, again, share this with friends. Share our timeline if you can. Thank you so much for getting in touch. Thanks for checking in and watching such a long video. We would appreciate any other messages of support or any other resources. We know that a lot of you have gone through this process yourself, losing a parent, and that many people are going through this process themselves of filing for a green card. And so please do just get in touch with us and take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks.